You gotta come over a little bit. Ah. Did you grind it out today? Did you? And today's gonna be a doozy of a topic.
No, it's not.
What's up? Hang with the Jones, episode 33. I'm Rashad.
I'm Kesha.
And what are we talking about today? Because I don't remember.
I saw this little saying on Facebook saying that I'm trying to get out the habit of saying I'm Gucci when I really feel like I'm TJ Maxx. Now that I saw the little saying on Facebook, and I thought it was a really good topic to dive into. What do you think?
I guess. I mean, it was your idea. I'm not really sure what that fully means, but you wanted to explore it, so.
I guess using the hipper term saying Gucci, but just think how many times that we go around saying I'm okay, or people going around saying okay, but they're really not. Being told that you have to say that you're okay, because not saying you're okay means that you're weak or no one cares. And I had to even admit to myself, and I don't know if you have done this, like you walk in, someone's like, hey, how you doing? And then before they even say how they doing, you're already kind of gone. Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have done it and have someone done it to me. So a few years ago, I said, okay, I'm gonna try to be more conscious. Like if I'm gonna ask you how you doing, I'm gonna sit, stand, or whatever, and wait for you to tell me how you doing, and not just ghost you or use it as just a salutation.
Yeah.
It's funny because sometimes seeing people reaction, I'm like, how you doing? I just sit there. They're like, what? Why are you saying? And they'll say it, but they kind of look awkward. Like, okay, keep going. Or, someone like, how you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling well. But before I can say it, they like around the corner through the doors. So how about if we can get that mind frame, if we're not doing well, not have to feel like you have to say that you're at your best. To say how you feel.
Yeah, there's a bit of just not, it's sort of being ingenuine to, not only to your feelings, but also to somebody else's feelings, like kind of at the same time, because if I'm going through something and I can express how I feel, but then you don't really want to know how I feel in the same token, it's a very weird place that we put ourselves in as people. It's really weird.
Mm-hmm. And then even doing counseling, when someone come, I'm like, oh, how you doing? Oh, fine. Kind of give me and when we sit down and talk, I'm like, no, how you doing? And it's a totally different answer to I'm fine. It's usually I'm not fine, but you're just so used to someone say how you doing. It's just kind of like, I'm just gonna give them, I'm good, and keep going.
Yeah.
I have sometimes asked 2 or 3 times, how are you doing? How are you doing? No, emotionally, how are you doing? And every time, it has never felt yet where it's totally different from I'm fine. And sometimes, you can tell the difference between I'm just used to saying I'm fine. And, especially someone coming in and their body looks heavy. And so how you doing? They're like, I'm fine. It's like, nah. Something. But I heard 2 thoughts of training. I have heard some say, you say you're fine. It's nice, and I used to. You always say you good, because it was kind of like, if you're not good, you make it manifest that you are good. So it's like always speaking positive. So even if you're dragging, I was like, oh, I'm good. To kind of speak it like into existence, like a better word.
Oh, how I feel about that.
I know. But, have you ever heard that?
Yeah. Okay. So last year around this time, I started reading a book. I can't even remember the name of it, and I'll put it in post. But the author, she was talking about how even if you know you feel a certain way or you're feeling down and you want to feel better, first thing you need to do is acknowledge how you feel. Mm-hmm. So after you acknowledge how you feel, then you can kind of move on to the steps of saying like, hey, this is how I feel right now. I don't want to feel this way, forever. But this is where I am. Literally, she was saying like your brain will not acknowledge your own lie. So basically, if you're not feeling like yourself or something's going on, like your brain won't, like, you can't lie to yourself but so much. Like your brain's like, nah, you really don't feel good, or but you can continue to lie consciously. You can continue to lie, but subconsciously and internally, your brain won't allow you to move on until you acknowledge the truth of the matter.
And I absolutely agree. In counseling, that's like, they probably repeat that. My clients repeat that all the time. That's the first thing I tell them. Because a lot of times it's like, I'm going through something, so I'm going to push. I just kept going. And I'm like, no, your body is telling you not to push. Your body is telling you lay down. Like, your body is giving you a response and giving you cues, body cues, that you need to do something else than push. And the first thing we do is ignore what our body's telling you. So the first thing, acknowledge it. Like, today I feel blah. Today my body hurt. Today I'm feeling sad. Today I'm feeling happy. No, usually when you're happy, that's the thing. Usually when people are happy, they don't have a hard time acknowledging that. It's just anything outside of happiness.
Why is that?
I think part of it is that sometimes society tells you that only emotion that's okay is happiness. And I think sometimes, especially for men. What you said?
Yeah, not even that. I think the only it's very binary. It's either you're happy or you're angry.
Yeah.
Or angered or mad. Those are the really two acceptable masculine emotions. And it took me a long time to realize that everything happens for a reason. And my dad says all the time, nobody wakes up angry. Angry is a secondary emotion. And when I kind of clicked, I was like, oh, okay, so something made me feel this way. So usually it's probably one thing, to be honest. Yeah. Your feelings are hurt. So after so after your feelings are hurt, then how do you respond to that? Is it anger? Is it sadness? Is it like complacency? Like the next reaction is really the fruition of what's the initial action was.
Yeah, I still think even for women, sometimes to say that you're hurt could be a sign of weakness. Not saying that it is, but sometimes we get in our perceptions that's a sign of weakness. Or sometimes I'm good because you just don't want people in your business.
Yeah.
If I'm good, I'm not going to tell them what's going on. Or sometimes I don't want to talk about it, so I'm going to say I'm good. But that doesn't work. What you say out your mouth, I'm very big that your body speaks louder than your voice. So if I see that you're saying I'm good, but your body is saying something different, I believe your body, because your body can't lie. That's the thing. We can get our mouth to lie, but our bodies can't lie. Our bodies don't tell you what's really going on.
Yeah, these hips don't lie.
Shut up. And especially talking about men, I think we talked about address this before with men, that I believe society, even parents, have told men, you can't cry. Stand up, man up.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotional suppression, and then you have 15-year-olds walking around just hella mad all the time, and they're like, why you mad? Like, that's kind of how it was reared.
15-year-old, how about 50-year-old? I'm just saying, it goes 8. I have seen 50, 60-year-old. It's just, I had a session with a grown man, asked him, and the first definition I asked, what's the meaning of being a man? And it was being tough. Well, what's being tough? Not crying. How's that being tough? It was like the only exception a man can cry if it's like somebody died, or it had to be like an extreme situation. It's not like I just need to release. And so I'm saying, but how did that work for you? That the only time you get to release and transfer this energy, which the Bible and the world said that energy is never lost. So you have all these negative energy that's built up, or stress or whatever, and it's going to start hitting your organs, which you did. Well, what do you do then? Because being a man is clearly not working.
Nah, you just die.
And he was very ill. But I'm not going to cry.
Nah, ain't no need.
But then going back to who told you that? His father told his father, his father told his father. It was a generation of men. And I have seen even little boys, they fall and scrape themselves and parent, man up, get up. You got it. You got it. You got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, he got a hole in his knee. That probably really hurt.
And that's kind of the and stuff like that. It really just goes. It goes back to. It really goes back to slavery. I mean,
It really does.
to be real honest,
I'm good.
Yeah, you have to be good. You can't be out here showing weakness all the time, and nobody's gonna want to see you being weak. You can't be weak, so you gotta be strong all the time in all situations. But
Even the mother, parents, I need to toughen you up before the world toughen you up.
yeah,
So I need to slap you, bitch. I need to toughen you up before master come in and toughen you up. So so same thing. So looking at that, maybe I'm good. It's more than just something that he came from culturally.
yeah, it's definitely a culture of me right now in this place. I am good because I'm not dead. I'm not in jail. It's again, like you said, it's always some extreme like case where it could really just be something as simple as I'm just not having a good day today.
Yeah.
And that took me a long time to actually get to the place where I could accept. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
I'm good.
Because actually, really, you're not that good, to be honest.
No, I lost my shoe.
Nah, and you don't feel well, so you
I
just
really
lied.
don't.
Yeah.
I really not feel. This is an example. I'm not good. And see, using that. When I'm not feeling well, no one ever knows I'm not feeling well until it's the extreme, and I don't know that why. Like I can sit there and I could do that. I'll do it. And then he'll usually look at me like, Kesha, you're not feeling well. And I'm like, how you know? Once again, because your body is saying you're not feeling well. And it's the truth. I'm guilty of being the I'm good. And because sometimes you're trying to push through. And sometimes you're like, people don't really care anyway. I'm good. Why sit here and waste my time and explaining why I'm not good? When soon you ask me how you doing, you're around the corner.
Yeah, so that kind of leads me to we have to have a group or a team or a collection of people that we can trust and go to with our feelings and emotions that aren't going to be judgmental, that are going to take us at face value and really truly accept what we're saying at the time and then be able to help us. I mean, because if we can't, then those feelings and emotions are gonna just really just remain and just kind of be there and sit if they have nowhere to. Not want to say dump, but sometimes you need to dump your stuff on somebody. Like like family, this is how I feel right now. Like you got a minute? Yeah, I got a minute. Here, this is where I am.
Or someone who will make a minute. Now I ain't got a minute, but come on, what you gotta say? And then sometimes having a certain position, whether ministers, having a certain profession, counselor, teacher, it's not expected for you to not be all right.
Yeah.
Because it's like someone has even said to me was like, they was going to counseling to someone else. And he was like, can you believe that my counselor was divorced? Yeah. It's like, but you're a therapist. You have the tools. Unfortunately, just because my job doesn't mean it stops me for life. And also, that might be the counselor's job. That wasn't the spouse's job.
It could be the reason why they divorced.
Right.
You don't know.
Right. So the fact that some people really honestly think that because of your gifts or your career that you're good, that is not true. And even sometimes hearing if you have a prophetic gift, thinking that you're good, it's totally the opposite. It's totally the opposite. Just because you're being told something doesn't make you feel good about it. It's like I was just told about it. So my sadness started before yours, before you actually knew what happened.
Yeah. There's a lot of people discredit what people have and what people have to go through. And it's really sad because when people don't, especially with the men, if a man tries to acknowledge their feelings and then their feelings get dismissed, well, you just lost that man because he's not going to open up.
Yeah.
It's going to take a long time for him to regain that emotional trust that probably took him a long time to
Yeah.
let his guard down in the first place.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to be careful. I'm not saying that men's feelings are like paramount to females, but when a man opens up, it's very important that you acknowledge those feelings, accept as how they feel, and then try to adhere to some sort of code of ethics in your
I agree.
relationship that will guard those feelings, because if you use those same feelings and then
Yeah.
throw those feelings in said person's face, it's a wrap.
It's never come back. I think with that, you shouldn't throw anyone, whatever, back into the face. However, statistically, it does show that women tend to live longer than men, and because we talk all that energy, we get rid of it. We talking, and typically that men hold it in. They don't talk to anyone. So I definitely agree. If you finally get to a point where you open up, don't throw it back in the face. That you'll never get to that point again.
Nah.
And what it honestly looks like is seeing your spouse die. Because there's no one else to go. You know what I mean? I finally thought this was a safe place, and then you told me it wasn't. So now, where is my safe space?
Yeah.
And you don't want that safe space to be with somebody else, really.
Oh yeah.
But I think, what do you think? I think we're kind of really good with that.
Yeah, it took time
Yeah, it did.
to recognize and learn, because first you have to learn the person, and then you have to learn their emotion, their emotional triggers,
Their bottom lines.
yeah, like what their non-negotiables are.
Their hot spots.
Yeah, because there's some things that like I'm not gonna tolerate. Like I've been on a lot of stuff, but some stuff is like, nah, don't do that. So there has to be some sort of communication that goes along with knowing that, because if I'm sitting picking at you, you know what I'm saying, I'm picking at you, and you don't say nothing, especially me.
Rashad would pick until you say something.
I'm gonna keep on. You know what I'm saying?
Rashad would pick until you say something. Like my best friend, they are so like people that are really close to Rashad, like my family or anyone close to. That's because they pick back, and Rashad likes that. Like him and my best friend would go at it. They would go at it, and that's it's fun to both of them.
It's like competitive banter.
Right. At the end, like, yeah, you my dude. Like, that was fun for y'all. So, yeah, Rashad is a picker. He would pick. However, even knowing that I'm not a picker. I'm not. I don't like it. But when he does that, I have to shut it down a moment. Because if you wait to the 10th pick, you blowing up. I'm blowing up.
It's too late. I am.
And then I'm throwing everything in from what you did 20 years ago.
Yeah,
man.
and in the words of Charlie Murphy, I am an habitual line stuffer.
Yes. Which is also something that's not good, right? But also, when I tell like, hey, you crossed the line. Like, I have to address it there and then, because Rashad is not going to stop. Like, you see the line, he's going to cross it. If you don't tell him a line was drawn, he's going to cross it and really have no idea that he crossed. Like, what? I just said that.
Nah, you laughing? Don't laugh then. Let me know.
You like, I'm laughing because I'm really pissed.
Yeah, and I don't get that. You know
He don't. He does not. But going back to I'm okay.
Yeah.
Now saying that maybe saying I'm okay goes back further. Maybe it goes back to slavery days. You couldn't tell your master I'm not okay. You gotta be okay.
Whew. Sure it's hot today out here.
Right, you gotta be okay.
You got a problem with that? No, son. It's generational, and even that and going out to society, having a job. I mean, even when I was in bed, we was like the drum major asked, like, are y'all tired? And it's always sir, no sir. Always no sir. Tired as hell. Are you tired? No. So like those type of things get implemented into your psyche, whether you believe it or not. And some of it is just so you can push, and it has its benefits, but you can't take that in all arenas of your life. Like,
and then how many people in that situation will pass out?
So many,
right?
So many pass out,
right?
Like, and then you pass out. You know what you get labeled? Weak.
Right. See, so same thing. It's not okay to be. It's not okay to say you're not okay.
No, man, it's crazy.
And even, like I said, even the fact I know with not one of my clients, but some of my clients, when I'm asking them they okay, they're still telling me, yeah, I'm good, I'm good.
Great.
I'm like, you're crying.
I'm alright.
Right, and literally I get that, and I'm like, no, okay, let's sit down, let's breathe. What's going on?
Yeah.
But honestly, I think it's just so used to saying I'm okay. So even in that, your mind is all you trained to. That's your second language. You know what I mean?
It's okay to be not okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the title of this episode. To be honest.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to be to not be okay.
And to do a self check. Are you okay?
I'm using it all the time now, especially like even today. I was feeling so anxious. I felt like I had something to do.
Okay.
And I didn't have anything to do, to be honest, because I did everything I had to do yesterday morning before we left, and then today is really kind of like a chill day up until we do the pod. So I made myself something to do because I felt like I had to do. I feel like there's something I have to be doing, and that really kind of messed me up. I was like, why do you feel like this? Like I still really don't know why. But that's kind of where that stemmed from, because I felt like I was wasting time. You know what I'm saying?
So rest is wasting time.
I know, but that's where I was.
Even the word says
I know
rest.
I know.
So yeah.
But that's how I felt today.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, let's wrap this up. I don't want to be too long because you ain't feeling good. Yeah. So, but yeah,
I'm not feeling good. I'm not okay.
Yeah, okay. So it's really, and it's good to acknowledge. It's good to acknowledge where you are in the moment, so people can then not only can they see that, but then they can recognize like, hey, okay, they will let me know how they feel, and that's a place where a lot of friends need to be. Like my immediate circle, I can easily hit somebody like, yo, like, this is where I'm at right now. They're like, oh, no, it's not, you good. You're all right. You're not going crazy. Like, no, I'm not. Am I going crazy?
Oh, they're like, yeah, that's crazy. Let's talk about it.
Nah, yo, you got a problem. Yo, you need to fix that. So it's that level of honesty amongst friends and, and family. So you have to have that, because if you don't have that, you'll be me like a year and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? And blood pressure be high as I don't know what. So you got to recognize that.
Yeah. So what I say to everyone, are you okay? Are you really okay? And if you're not, want to acknowledge it. Don't push it off. Don't mark it as something else. I gotta push. I gotta be strong. First acknowledge what you feeling. How you feeling.
And especially during the holiday season.
Yeah.
I want to just acknowledge everybody who tie events, tragic events with the holidays, especially people that passed away, or random things happen, loss of relationship, loss of housing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You could have lost your dog at this time of the year. Like, it's a loss. And knowing that you tie those events together, it can easily make somebody sad. So you're gonna have to get the proper help, or come to a place where you acknowledge it, but then you also learn to, instead of looking at it so negatively, start to celebrate the lives or the memory or whatever the thing that died, unfortunately, and then start to steps to actually moving forward to being a more healthy year. So yeah, that's all I got. Like, share, subscribe, guys. We out in the comments, like I said, all the time. If you want to help financially, patreon.com/hanging with the Joneses. We are also on IG, hanging with _the Joneses, JONESES, as well as on the Facebook, not Twitter, because Twitter is the devil. I hope you all have a great week. Next episode, probably the last episode of the year.
Of the year.
Yeah, of the year. So, thank you. See you guys next time.
See you later.